Plants. Originating from single-celled aquatic organisms called green algae, plants or the kingdom Plantae evolved approximately 500 million years ago to the organisms we know today. This video is part of a larger course on plant physiology. Here, we will be discussing a brief evolutionary history of plants. Join us as we analyze one of Earth's most integral organisms. A brief evolutionary history of plants. Looking at a scene filled with plants, it is hard to imagine the terrestrial environment in which we live to ever have been devoid of plants and other organisms. Yet, for over 2 billion years of Earth's long history, the surface was bare and lifeless. Only within the last 500 million years did fungi and small plants and animals begin to populate aquatic regions on the Earth. It took another 115 million years for tall plants, such as the ones we know today, to evolve. There is geochemical and fossil evidence to suggest that plants evolved from algal ancestors. Indeed, many key traits of plants, such as a multicellular, eukaryotic composition, as well as autotrophic and photosynthetic qualities, may also be found in brown, red, and certain green algae. Additionally, plants share their characteristic cell wall, made of cellulose, with green algae, dinoflagellates, and brown algae. Chloroplasts with chlorophylls A and B in plants may also be found in green algae, euglenoids, and a few dinoflagellates. However, modern algae, like charophytes, only share certain traits with plants. For example, both plants and charophytes contain peptide-based rings embedded in their plasma membranes. This suggests that charophytes are perhaps plants' closest living relatives. Regardless, the fact that charophytes are plants' closest ancestors does not imply that plants are direct descendants of modern algae. Nevertheless, as the closest living ancestors of plants, charophytes may serve as a comparative example similar to plants' algal ancestors. There are many charophytes that live in shallow water, where water levels are subject to change. As a result, the environment in which they live provided a selective pressure that favored algae that were well adapted to live out of water for periods of time. The adaptation of sporopollenin around zygotes and plant spores allowed for this very occurrence. That is, sporopollenin made it possible for algae to live outside of water for short periods of time without drying up. It is possible that a descendant from a charophyte population, now extinct, became one of the first plants able to live permanently above the waterline. Thank you for watching. Support us on Patreon and help us keep creating content. Make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications for our next release.